great having you at Snapdragon Summit this year.
Great to be here. Aloha, everyone.
So to start, would you each introduce yourselves and your roles within your companies?
Sure, I'm Bill Clifford. I'm the general manager of the Unreal Engine business at Epic Games.
Wasim, aloha. I'm super excited to be here. I lead software development at Rivian. My team delivers the entire vehicle-connected experience.
Awesome. You both bring such unique experience and perspectives to the conversation. We're really hoping to peel back the layers of our collaboration and reveal how the in-vehicle experience is evolving with the latest in technology. So to start, Bill, Qualcomm and Epic have had a long history together, working to optimize games like Fortnite on Snapdragon and now to automotive. So tell us, why did Epic decide to bring Unreal Engine to automotive?
Yeah, so everyone knows Unreal Engine is the best engine for making AAA games. A lot of people don't know that the engine's used across a whole lot of other industries. Basically anywhere where there's real-time 3D design, visualization, or simulation, or any type of immersive consumer experience. So we go pretty broad. Automotive was the first industry to pull us in. And this started probably in the 2010s at some point when Oculus and HTC came out. A lot of the auto manufacturers were very excited to play in that space. They wanted to build kind of apps for their design centers and for design review and also marketing experiences for consumers. And they needed a real-time rendering engine to do what they needed to do. And so obviously we were the clear choice of what was available to them. And they started experimenting with us. And then when real-time ray tracing came about, we just took off in the space. Fast forward to today, there's probably 80% of the top 20 OEMs are using Unreal Engine across their business. They're creating digital twins that are leveraged in the design center for designing the vehicles. The engineering team is using Unreal Engine to train AI models for autonomous driving using synthetic data and simulating the driving experience. Sales and marketing teams are using it for car configurator apps and digital experiences in the physical world. And increasingly, we're in the cockpit to create immersive kind of UX through HMI. And so we also finally look at industries that we can find partners that will kind of drive our overall Epic strategy. So obviously, we have the Unreal Engine, a lot of great creator tools and services, but we also make Fortnite. And we have the Epic Game Store. And so we felt like there needs to be cars in the metaverse. And so we partner a lot doing collaborations with big auto manufacturers so they can make appearances in Fortnite. They're wildly successful. Brands like BMW, for example, are creating persistent spaces within UE5. And they also are now pulling us. They say, we want your games in our cars. And so automotive is really a strategic industry for us that we're committed to for the long haul.
Yeah. And of course, recently, Epic and Qualcomm have announced the deployment of Unreal Engine into Snapdragon Cockpit, giving automakers like Rivian exclusive access to pre-integrated and optimized Unreal Engine features. So maybe you can explain, how do Snapdragon SoCs complement the Unreal Engine features from a more technical perspective?
Yeah, first of all, it's so cool to be here. Such good energy, and Unreal Engine's been mentioned a lot over the last couple of days, so I'm proud of what we've done together. When we started getting approached by auto manufacturers to run game-like experiences in the car, we were kind of entertaining, but once we kept hearing over and over again, the 8155, and when Qualcomm launched 8155, at that time, it was kind of a perfect timing where we were getting brought in, and then finally we found an SoC that could run Unreal Engine in the car at the performance that we were expecting, with the visual quality that we were expecting. And so we were kind of off to the races. And then, of course, Qualcomm and Epic partner a lot to optimize games. And in the automotive space, they've always kind of worked really, really well with our engineering team to optimize the hardware and software stack to make sure Unreal Engine was delivering the best output. In automotive, so far, since we started this partnership, we've seen 500x, 600x performance games with features like nanite or super resolution, temporal super resolution. And the other thing that's really compelling about this integration is Qualcomm does a really great job I'm not going to get into how, but of taking all the windows on digital screens and compositing them into one kind of universal Unreal Engine powered scene. So an experience can be orchestrated throughout the car seamlessly, which is in itself a great reason to go with this solution.
Yeah, I think for Qualcomm, this really aims to, create an out-of-the-box experience for our automakers, enabling them to go to market faster too. So, great partnership. All right, Wasim, Mark just gave an incredible overview of the new Snapdragon Cockpit Elite platform. So, help put this in the lens of Rivian drivers. How does being on the Snapdragon platform allow you to meet the needs of your customers?
Sure. First of all, let me talk about our philosophy at Rivian. So user experience really guides everything that we do as a company. So intentionally, since day one, we built a platform where we own all the electronics, all the software, so that we define those user interactions. So everything from the driving experience, battery management, energy management, it's all defined and configured through software. And obviously, a big part of that experience is the infotainment and connectivity. And this is all powered by the Snapdragon platform, which really enables us to have that rich, connected experience that eventually defines a new type of engagement with our customers, where technologies such as over-the-air updates really create a different relationship to the vehicle.
Yeah, and you referred to the Rivian brand previously as sort of always on and always connected. So talk a little bit about how you're able to use, the features of Snapdragon Cockpit together with Unreal Engine to provide that dynamic experience for your vehicles and even those that are already on the road.
Absolutely. So we define the architecture so that connectivity is really at the heart of it. And there's really, the way to see it, there's two paths. There's one path from the cloud to the vehicle, and then another path from the vehicle to the cloud. Over-the-air updates is the main enabler from the cloud to the vehicle. Every single computer in the Rivian vehicles can be updated through over-the-air updates, and that provides a very different ownership experience for our customers. The vehicle gets better and better over time. Our customers are really excited to see some of the new features. Amanda, you're an owner, you know about this as well. Then the other path, which is really important, is telemetry. So everything through connectivity that we collect from the vehicle, and those data allow us to gain really rich insights that help us be much faster and much accurate in fixing any potential issues and improving the overall performance over time. Then obviously Unreal sits at the heart of the graphics and then rich 3D experience that we provide to our customers. Unreal enables us to have that visual storytelling for our customers with really a unique artistic way. There's so many configurations of Rivian vehicle. The last we counted that there's more than 40,000. So with an engine like Unreal, we can have a very accurate and personalized representation of your vehicle on the screen. So that provides really a unique and bespoke experience for our customers. We can also have lots of playful moments where there's live interactions, there's subtle animations, which really increase that engagement by our customers.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear to see the value that your team has created, that I think all of our teams have created by really leaning into these technologies for automotive. Super cool. Okay, a question for both of you. I think we're all curious to know, what is the most requested features that customers are asking for right now? Bill?
Well, everyone's asking us to get Fortnite in the car. but I'd say 3D mapping is really interesting. We actually previewed at our event on Real Fest a couple weeks ago the ability to take existing mapping data and render it using Unreal in 3D. And that's an exciting breakthrough because generally, like, your mapping data comes with a out-of-the-box kind of renderer. But it's kind of like this creative black hole within the cockpit. And so now, we're excited about the opportunity to integrate mapping into the full experience, make it, customizable, skin it, make it personalized, and just make it more playful and more useful.
So there's so many features that our customers are asking for. I mean, we're super highly engaged with our customers on socials. If I will mention any of the features, some of them will not be happy because they would think that we have made a prioritization. So I'll probably answer in the context of the partnership with Epic. I mean, really the feature that we're very excited about as we upgrade to the next generation of Unreal Engine is merging together the navigation, the mapping, and then the ADAS world to provide a much higher fidelity in the scene around the driver, and then add to that some of the artistic elements, which we believe will help us on our path to provide really the best driver experience.
Yeah, sounds like you both have really strong customer feedback loops, and with the tools, with Snapdragon, with Epic, you're able to kind of address those pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know what you guys were doing with Halloween. It's just so much fun. We have so many Rivian owners at Epic. It's just great to see, and everyone was high-fiving and celebrating. And as a consumer, that really matters too. I mean, 2 years into my lease, I'm ready for something new. And with you guys, it's always new and fresh.
All right, so as we start to wrap up, any final thoughts or takeaways you'd each like to share with the audience? Bill?
Yeah, I think for us, like, this space is so dynamic, and it's clearly, having seen everything that Qualcomm's doing here today, like the power of AI, and just thinking about the car as a supercomputer on wheels. And when we think about moving towards fully autonomous driving and the software-defined vehicle, like the car becomes the new man cave, if you will, where I kind of want to get out of the car if it's totally tricked out with great screens and impressive audio, and we think it really can be a place where people do play games. We had an aha moment. I was with Tim at a design center in Asia on a racetrack, like whipping around. He loves cars. Everyone at Epic loves cars, but we were flying around and we kind of realized, like, all the sound was simulated, all the feeling of the chassis was simulated. And we kind of had this aha moment where, like, it's like Fortnite. Like, the car's the platform, but then there's skins, so I can constantly, like, change my experience and upgrade all over the air. And we're like, wow, there's entirely new business models here that can emerge, and we hope to help enable that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're super excited. We're really in the beginning of that journey in our software and this entire experience, and it's more than only delivering features. It's really creating and redefining what automotive ownership experience is. And we have great partners. I mean, with Qualcomm, we're super excited to also start working on the next generation platforms. I can't wait to get the next SoCs with better graphics, better compute, a lot of AI features, and then Unreal really providing that unique, playful, refined experience to our customers.
Awesome. Okay, so let's close this out on a fun and personal note. Outside of Fortnite in race cars, what's your favorite in-cabin feature in your vehicle today?
Well, I have 3 little girls under the age of 12, so I particularly enjoy the strange smells that emerge, the random hair elastics and various cookie crumbles and whatnot. But honestly, I actually was driving to our house in Rhode Island from Raleigh, and I have a Cadillac Escalade, and it's a 16-hour drive, and I was like, I'm going to go for it. And the only reason I could go for it was because of the Super Cruise feature, where it's hands-free, kind of semi-autonomous. And I nodded off at the last hour, and the sound started going off, and I didn't veer off the road, and it was like, wow, that could have been awful. It saved me. So we think about all these cool visuals, but it's the safety is really improving so dramatically. So really excited about that, having that feature in my car.
So as an owner, my favorite feature is GearGuard. So GearGuard, this is our branding for safety and security features, really giving peace of mind to our customers using computer vision to detect any potential intrusions. And we did this in a very playful way with our customers, where there's a Yeti character that gets out of the screen. My daughter is still convinced that the GearGuard lives in the car.
That's awesome.
So as an owner, I love GearGuard, and GearGuard is now behind a lot of the launches that we're doing. GearGuard is also powering our next-gen quad, which is absolutely amazing vehicle, more than 1,000 horsepower. But then as a leader at Rivian, really my favorite feature is over-the-air update. I mean, over-the-air update is really the foundational technology, which is enabling us to transform the way we do software, the way we define the user interactions, the driver interactions, and we define the overall ownership experience.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I happen to be a Rivian owner because Snapdragon, of course. And I love the sleek touchscreen. The graphics that are displayed from the apps like Spotify and Audible are really rich. The rendering of the vehicle, like we saw on the map, I think all of it provides a really rich, unique driving experience. So
I'm getting one.
yeah.
Heard it here
And
first.
the
Awesome.
Halloween mode. Halloween mode. We love Halloween mode. So thank you so much, Wasim and Bill, for joining us today. It's incredible to see the level of innovation unlocked by our collaboration. And we're looking forward to seeing a lot of these features outside in the demos, so don't miss it.